In this episode, we will talk about Shakespeare and how we can declaim like an actor. Communication involves more than random short phrases or exclamations. You also need to test your breathing in longer sentences. Shakespeare is a great source for this type of material. Why? Because many speeches in his plays are written in iambic pentameter verse. What does that mean? It means it consists of lines with 5 stresses in them because the lines are of similar length and the breaths happen at more or less equal intervals. Shakespeare's speeches make good practice for breathing. The basic rhythm in iambic pentameter verse is di-dum, 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 di-dum. The rhythm isn't always quite as regular as that, but you always find 5 stresses in each line. To be or not to be, that is the question. Although you can recite Shakespeare in many different styles. As a breathing exercise, declaim the lines in a full voice with joined up sounds, similar to the way you practice saying "How now, brown cow" in the previous section, turning breath into sound. Imagine you're a famous actor. You're at the height of your powers. Stand up, give yourself airs, and put plenty of drama into the words, both for your enjoyment of the experience and become someone who can help you to focus on your breath. Find your favorite 10 to 15 line passage spoken by a character in a Shakespearean play, or use the following, where King Richard speaks in melancholy mood in Richard II. For God's sake, let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings, how some have been deposed, some slain in war, some haunted by the ghosts they have deposed, some poisoned by their wives, some sleeping killed, all murdered for within the hollow crown that rounds the mortal temples of a king keeps death his coat, and there the antic sits, scoffing his state and grinning at his pomp, allowing him a breath, a little seen, to monarchize, be feared and kill with looks, infusing him with self and vain conceit, as if this flesh which walls about our life were brass impregnable and humoured thus, comes at the last and with a little pin both to his castle wall and farewell king. For the practice, take a breath at the end of each line. Don't read the whole speech at once the first time you practice. Why? Because having a control of your breath comes through time. Work on 3 or 4 lines at a time. Use all your air in each line so that you feel that you need the fresh breath for the next line. When the sense runs over from one line to the next, take the time to breathe at the end of the line, but keep the thought continuing in your mind. If you want to be a powerful speaker, always remember I'm giving you a tip, a very powerful tip. Whatever that you're reading, it should come in front of you in your mental screen as a picture. As it comes in front of you, you will start feeling it more. As you start feeling it more, you start saying it in the right manner. And all the sounds and all the voices and all the words that come out of you, they start vibrating with the same emotion that you are feeling on a deeper level. Feel the pause by taking your time, but don't take a new breath. If you watch news or a video of a lifeboat being launched down a ramp, there's a moment when the boat, having gathered speed down the runway, goes into the water forward in a powerful movement. The point of hitting the water provides no sudden jolt. Its impact is just a central part of a powerful, smooth movement. Think of this image as you start each line of Shakespeare. Each line moves inexorably towards its end with a strong word or words near the end of the line. As you speak, aim mentally for the words in bold, and when you reach those words, don't jolt them, stroke them firmly as if your lifeboat had farther to go. The words in bold remind you to aim for the end of each line in your mind. If it helps, mark the lines as I have, with a tick at the end, each line to remind you to take a breath, and the line under the punctuation in the middle of the line to remind you to sense the little pause but allow the air to keep flowing. For God's sake, let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings, how some have been deposed, some slain in war, some haunted by the ghosts they have deposed. Now Shakespearean language is heightened and dramatic, and may not seem much like the way you speak every day, but take that Shakespearean strength and direction into everyday statements, and they can sound more powerful rather than overblown. In the previous exercises, we talked about Shakespearean verse. You take the end of the breath at the end of each line, whether you need it or not. And for the exercise, your breath needs to be part of the rhythm. Just like the vacuum you create when you breathe out and you hold your nose with the rib cage still open, you want the air to enter your lungs easily. You need a skill here. Rather than random statements or Shakespeare verses, say something you're more likely to come up with normally in the course of your day, but try to say it with those theatrics. I'd like to warmly welcome you all to today's meeting on the new company policy and direction. You will find the growing number of new apps will help you to keep better track of your records. Take a longer passage. Have that power of breath, power of pause. The most important thing that we have to take into consideration is relaxation. Relaxation is not the same as slumping or giving in your way. It's more about being still, inside, in a calm, energy, peace, power, under the control. Find the freedom for the fine sound. Your vocal folds are small. On their own, they don't produce much sound, but the vibration, it sets up the sound waves that become amplified and re-amplified as they resonate around the bony cavities of your body. This can only happen if there is a sense of freedom. Freedom is what gives your voice power and quality. So there was this young musician who had just secured his first professional gig to play a percussion in a performance for the Bath International Music Festival. His instrument was triangle. Now the triangle, it does not even look like a serious instrument. If you play that instrument in school, no one will give a damn about you. But this man, he always had that power within him. He always knew that that instrument had a powerful sound. When he went on the stage along with the rest of the orchestra, during the climax, as he raised the triangle on the string and he struck it, I was sitting there in the audience. I heard it. The power of that simple piece of string, it enabled the triangle sound to resonate to the farthest corners of the theater, loud and clear. The resonant, the beautiful sound this person produced, it stole the show. The question comes, why is the triangle reverberating like that? Because it hangs loosely. Because it is free to resonate. There's a freedom. That's why it's resonating. That's why it's vibrating. That's why that beautiful sound is coming out. Every musical instrument needs freedom. In the same manner, every human body needs freedom. A bell has to be suspended. If you grab it by the rim and then strike it, it produces an ugly metallic clack. A giant gong hangs on wires. The strings of violin, cello, guitar, piano, all must be unrestricted so that they can vibrate freely. Your voice is the same. It needs freedom. That in terms, your body means relaxation. The sound waves set up your voice resonate in the hollow bony cavities of your body, the chest, the pharynx, the mouth, the nose, the face, the head. Think of your body as hollow and empty, functioning in a similar way, like a violin or a cello. The vibration only happens if nothing is gripped. The resonating cavities vibrate, producing their own harmonics. It amplifies the original sounds. You need to be relaxed in order for sound to vibrate throughout your body. Only with freedom in the body can your voice ring out in all its magnificence. No amount of pushing or force is going to give you a great voice. If your voice has freedom to vibrate, it sets up sound waves that sound full and vibrant. How do you ready your body to speak? You may not think about your body much when you speak. Perhaps you think that you have all you need for conversation in your head. You think of something to say in your brain, you breathe out through the nose, the words come out of your mouth, job done. Your voice is a bit like a monologue. On the surface, expressing yourself via your voice appears to be a head job. Many people use just the top half of their bodies when they speak. They breathe shallowly in their upper chest. They focus on thinking rather than understanding where they want to speak. This is a very powerful thing to understand. It's not just the upper half or the lower half, it's the whole body. Your vocal cords rely on surrounding freedom to vibrate freely. Till the time you don't feel that you have to free your body completely, you can never go forward in that journey of having a powerful voice. In the next episode, we will discuss about how to free up every part of our body. Thank you so much for listening.